Is Dungeons & Dragons nerfing critical hits?
No. It's not true. That's impossible!
Wizards of the Coast has released the first playtest for One D&D, the next iteration of Dungeons & Dragons. The new rule set is built on the easy-to-learn foundation of 5th edition rules, but with some distinct and noticeable changes. One of the biggest proposed changes in One D&D is what a natural 20 means, both in and out of combat. In 5th edition rules, a natural 20 does not mean an automatic success if it's rolled when making either an ability check or a saving throw. Many dungeon masters ignore that little nuance, but the player's handbook says nothing about 20s being an automatic success unless it's rolled when making an attack roll.
Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rolls?
In the One D&D playtest, a natural 20 is an automatic success on any D20 test, regardless as to whether it's an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check. What's more, a player who rolls a natural 20 also automatically gets inspiration, which they can choose to keep or to give to another player. This is one of several new ways in the One D&D playtest that generates inspiration through game mechanics instead of through the whims of a dungeon master. The goal of giving out more inspiration is to let players roll with advantage more often, which in turn creates more chances to roll more natural 20s, which then creates more inspiration and more rolls with advantage. If you're a monster or a put-upon DM, this all seems like a very vicious cycle.
I just want you to know I hate you. And so does my dad.
Natural ones are also impacted by this rule change. While nat ones were only auto-fails when rolled during combat, they're now treated as automatic failures outside of combat as well. Luckily, a natural one doesn't force a player to have to roll with disadvantage with a subsequent roll. More controversial than the natural 20s are always successes are the changes as to what a critical hit does in combat. Currently, any player character, NPC, or monster can roll a critical hit. And a critical hit means that a player rolls all damage dice twice. In the new rule set, only a player character can roll a critical hit, and only attack rolls made with a weapon or an unarmed strike counts as a critical hit. That means spell attack rolls no longer can have critical hits. Sorry, Warlock, your Eldritch Blasts are a little less annoying and devastating now.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
The actual damage output dealt by a critical hit has also been nerfed. The new rule set states that players only roll the damage dice for the weapon or unarmed strike twice. No sneak attack dice, no divine smite dice, just one extra dice for whatever weapon, fist, or kick that you scored that critical hit with. If you're disappointed by the changes made to critical hits, your DM has it even worse. Only player characters can get critical hits, which means Boblin the Angry Goblin can't murder the level 1 wizard with a lucky pot shot. So why would Dungeons & Dragons make these changes? Well, it seems like the designers are trying to make martial characters like fighters and rangers feel a bit more powerful by giving them a mechanic specifically tied to weapon attacks. The designers have also stated that monsters will have more rechargeable abilities, so they'll still have the potential for dealing additional damage in bursts. So that red dragon might not be able to deal a critical hit with its claw attack, but it can still burn you to a crisp with its breath weapon attack, which, to be honest, is a lot more satisfying anyways. Needless to say, the proposed critical 20 changes are very controversial amongst D&D fans. But the nice thing about a playtest is that Wizards of the Coast is actually looking for feedback about whether all these changes are a good thing or a bad thing. The survey, in which you can leave your thoughts about the new Natural 20 rules, goes live on September 1st. You can let us know your thoughts about the Natural 20 changes in the comments section. And be sure to like this video and subscribe to the character sheet. If you do, we'll give you inspiration for your next D&D session.
In a very real and legally binding sense.